Hi, Smarties, and happy Thursday. Miss Failing here with your writing lesson for today. So, today's the day that we get started on our fictional writing piece. Now, boys and girls, I just want you to set the timer for about 10 minutes and start to write. Now, if you get really into your story and you're just writing and you want to keep going, go for it. But if you get kind of stumped and stuck, okay, then stop and then come back to it. This is not a finish this piece in one day. Okay, we're gonna start today. We won't have it tomorrow because we have our spelling test, and then we'll continue working on it through all of next week. And it'll probably take us to the end. So please, like I said, just spend about 10 minutes. Get started on it. Like I said, if you are like cruising and you really want to keep writing, then go for it. Please don't stop. Don't let me tell you to stop. Just keep going. But at about 10 minutes, you can stop and come back to it. If you finished your Foursquare, your graphic organizer, this is going to be a great tool to have next to you to help you. When I was writing mine, I was already looking back and forth to it, making sure that I had all my pieces, all my elements, and this is what I was referring to. So if you have not finished this, I would encourage you to finish this first before you start on your writing, because this is truly going to help you with your writing. It's going to guide you. These are the 4 elements. With fictional writing, you have your characters, your who, you have your setting, which is where and when. That may change throughout your story, especially if you're doing chapters. Then you have your problem, and then you have your solution to that problem. Now remember, if you're doing a chapter book, it might look a little different, okay? It might be that the problem doesn't show up until, chapter 5. So just keep that in mind, or maybe you have a problem for each chapter. That happens as well. So, I'm going to kind of show you what I started, and then I'm going to let you take it from there. Each day I will come on to writing, and I'll kind of add a new thing that you can add, a new element of writing that you can add. But today, if you are done with this, I want you to start your writing. Not your pictures, your writing, okay? So, to get started, I'm going to put this down. To get started on your writing, you want to set the setting and the characters. You want to introduce them right away, okay? So your reader's not wondering who is in your story. So in my first 2 pages, I introduced my characters, okay? And I kind of set the scene for where this is all going to happen. That's what you want to do the first couple of pages. Whether it's the first page, I took the first 2 pages, but you want to kind of set the scene for where this is all going to happen. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to explain a few things. Okay? Here. It says, one sunny Colorado summer day. So now you know it takes place in Colorado, and it takes place in the season of summer. Okay? And it's a sunny day. So now you kind of have that. Sammy, Kramer, and Gabby wanted to go on an adventure. Okay, now you have my characters. So right there in the first sentence, okay, and you can start your story once upon a time. Okay, remember it's a fictional story, so you can most definitely start once upon a time. You can one gloomy day, one rainy day, whatever your story is taking place. Excuse me. So I have, right in my first sentence, I have not only where it's taking place, when, I add to that in the next page you'll see, but also I have my characters right there. So again, one sunny Colorado summer day, Sammy, Kramer, and Gabby wanted to go on an adventure. Cups, okay? Even if you want to, I'm going to show you right here on the side, or maybe you make your own checklist on a sticky note, okay? But write cups. Check it. Okay, got my capital and got my period. They packed their backpacks. My sentence is continuing. They packed their backpacks with extra treats and water and hit the trail called Rough Road. Okay, and it's spelled rough, like a dog barking. Okay, kind of some little bit of like humor and fun in there. So they packed their backpacks with extra treats and water and hit the trail called Rough Road. Rough Road in the mountains. It continues. So now I added to my setting. So yes, it's in Colorado. Yes, it's on a sunny summer day. But now I kind of went more specific. It's on a trail in the mountains called Rough Road. So there's my setting. That is where my story is going to take place. Gabby was sure not to forget the map! Exclamation mark. As we were doing math and reading, I thought, how fun. Added a map. Okay, let's go, they said. And I stopped there. Because that's kind of like, all right, I set the scene. You know my characters, the three, Gabby, Kramer, and Sammy. You know where it's taking place. Now I'm going to start getting into my main events. What happens? As they travel along, then it starts to get dark. I'm going to start making my events that happen. And what I like to do is kind of like each page or so, I like to do kind of like one event. Now, if you don't have this kind of paper, you can easily make it. Okay, you can make a square at the top and draw your lines. I encourage you, please don't do this on a whiteboard just because it's going to be a lot of writing. So I don't want you to have to squeeze it on a whiteboard and then have to erase it. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. So I want to talk about a couple things. Down here, where it says, let's go, they said, you can see these are called quotation marks, or I call them talking points, okay? It's where someone is talking. So where someone is talking, you put in the quotation marks or the talking marks, okay, around what they're saying. So all of the dogs said, let's go. And I put an exclamation mark. The punctuation mark comes after the word before your talking point or your talking mark, okay? It's just two little lines that are in the sky. They don't go in the middle. They don't go on the ground. They're in the sky. And they just go around the part where someone is talking. So if, let's say, Sammy said, oh, no, I forgot my water. Whatever. He looked in his backpack and Sammy said, and that's what I would say, Sammy looked in his backpack and said, here goes one. Oh no, I forgot my water, period, quotation mark or talking mark. So it's right around what they said, whether that's a dog, whether that's another animal, whether that's a person, whether that's a fairy, whatever it is in your story, if someone is talking, you need to have those quotation marks. And that's something new. Okay, as I said, I'm adding in different elements of writing to try to get you exposed to them so you have an idea, and you can add these into your writing. Okay, that's why I did it into my writing to help you, encourage you to add it into your writing because maybe there's going to be characters talking to each other and you need to know what to do. Okay, so again, those are called quotation marks, or I call them talking marks. Okay, and it goes around what they said. So they said, let's go. So it starts with a quotation mark. Let's go, exclamation mark, quotation mark. They said, period, the end of my sentence. Okay, or if it was Sammy said, I would write Sammy said, and then period. So that is it. That's all I have for today. I will continue with my story so it kind of guides you. But like I said today, for your 10 minutes of writing, first, please make sure you finish this. If you didn't finish it, then go on to your writing. But like I said, set the timer and just set the scene. Just get your characters introduced. And remember, it's a story. Okay, so you're not gonna say, in my story, my characters are. You're telling a story now. Okay, so you're not gonna say, my setting is. Nope, you're not telling that. You're creating this picture, you're creating this idea by telling a story and introducing them. So like I said again, one sunny Colorado summer day, Sammy, Kramer, and Gabby wanted to go on an adventure. So right there you have my characters, and you have my part of my setting, and then they packed their backpacks, extra treats, and water, and hit the trail called Rough Road in the mountains. There's more of my setting. Okay, Gabby was sure not to forget the map. Let's go, they said. And then that's like my transition to take me, okay, or take my reader, but take me as the writer into my first main event that's going to happen. So, I know I threw a lot at you. Have fun with this. You're just telling a story. So as if you were to come up to me and go, Miss Stanley, I have to tell you a story. So one day I was, and this is maybe about you, or one day I was walking on a trail and I saw something crossing. You're telling me a story. Okay, so just think about how you just told me that. You said one day. Well, that's how you can start your story. Or once upon a time, or long ago in a faraway land, there lived a fairy and her pet unicorn. Whatever your story may be. So, have fun with this. Like I said, this is for you to get your creative juices going and just have fun with writing and being creative with it. It does not have to be real. It's make-believe. But enjoy. And then at the top, you can see my title, Lost in the Woods. Sometimes writers don't write their title until the very end of their story because they need time to think about their title. I may change my title. I may not like that at the end of my story, and I may change it to something else. But yes, so, and two, let's say you finish a couple pages and you want to add your pictures, you can certainly add your pictures once you're done. So I'm done with this page and my next page, so I could start, maybe this page is Sammy, Kramer, and Gabby packing their backpacks and getting ready to, hit the trail. And then the next page where I talked about them hitting rough trail, maybe I draw a little sign that says rough road. And then I start drawing the trail and them on the trail in the mountains, so I can start to add my pictures and my illustrations to my book. So that's what I could do after, if you want to add to your story after you write. Or you can wait to the very end and do your pictures at the very end. It's totally up to you. So that is writing for today. Have fun with it, and I'll be back with your reading and your math today. No STEM challenge today or experiment. We did our experiment in the morning with our egg, where we pulled the egg out after it being in the vinegar for 48 hours, and we saw that you could see through it. It's like translucent. So I did that instead. I will be sending out an email with the recipe to make super bouncy balls. You need 2 ingredients. One of them is really hard to find, and I couldn't find it, so I can't make it, but I will send it out in an email today, just in case your parent was able to find the borax. Then I will send that recipe out, so if you have it, you can make it. But that is it for writing. I'll be back in a little bit with reading and math. Bye, Smarties!